this is my tutorial on how to do an infant polar bear hat. So first off, we start by wrapping the yarn. Make sure you cross it over in the back, and there's the front. So what we want to do is go under the first and over the second, pull the second and twist. And then what we're going to do is chain. So wrap the long strand over and pull it through the hole. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So you've chained 3 now. Wrap it over, and we're going to do a double crochet stitch. So we're going to wrap it over, go through the hole. On the other side is the long piece of yarn. We want to grab that and pull it back through the hole. Go under your first loop, wrap the yarn around, and pull it through both loops. That is a double crochet stitch. We want to do 10 of these. Now make sure that when you're doing this, you still have this tail and you're going over, through the hole, take your yarn, pull it back, so you have 3 loops. That first loop you pull through the second one, so you have 2 loops left. Put your yarn over and pull it through again. So now we need to count how many we've done. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 little bumps. So that means we've done 8 stitches. So we want to do 2 more. To make 10 stitches. Now that we have our 10, the reason we left this little tail out is so we can pull on the tail and it'll tighten that loop to make a nice round circle. Now it's still open, so what we want to do is see there's your first, second, and third chain stitch. We want to put it in the second chain stitch. So in it goes. Wrap your yarn around, pull it through that chain stitch and through the loop. So it's now ended. It's a closed circle. We chain 2 and we put it through. If you look, there's your chain stitches. There's your third. So we want to do 2 double crochets in each subsequent hole. So there's your next one. So you go 1 and 2. And you keep going until you get all the way through. So you want 2 double crochet stitches in each loop. Okay, so now we're at the end. So what we need to do is we need to end this. So we stick it in the second stitch, the second chain stitch, take your yarn, pull it over, use the hook to pull it through that chain stitch and through your loop. Sorry about that, to give you your second loop. Then we chain 2, and then we single crochet in each hole that we have. And the reason we do this is if you double crochet all the way, instead of being nice and flat, your little round circle starts to get really wavy, and it's very hard to work with. And you don't want a huge wave to the top of your hat. It'll look a little funky. So we single crochet to flatten it out. So 1 double crochet in each loop. Until you get to the end. And again, go for the second chain stitch, pull your yarn through, and through again. Chain 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 double crochets in the first hole and 1 double crochet in the second. And then repeat. So 2 in the same hole, and then 1 in the second. And how I keep track is I count. So I know there's 2 that need to be in the first and 1 that needs to be in the second. So what I do is I go 1, 2 for the first hole, and then 3 for the last. And then 1, 2, and then the second hole is 3. And just keep going. And if you lose track, that's okay, because you can just have a look and you can see there's 2 bumps in one hole, and then the next hole there's 1 bump in that hole. Then there's 2 bumps in the next hole. So you know the next hole needs to be 1 bump, so it's only 1 stitch. And then that way you don't lose track and you don't put extras where there shouldn't be extras. So just be careful. Watch what you're doing. And if you have problems, start again. If you really can't see what you've done, then pull your row out and start again. It's not a big deal. You're not at the end of your hat. And it's just yarn. You can always redo it again. It's not going to wreck the yarn. And 1, and then 2 for the last. Okay, so now it should be nice and flat. See, nice and flat. And what we're going to do is put, again, there's your chain, put it through the second chain, pull it through and through again. Sorry, there's too much light in here, making it a little hard to see for you guys. Okay. So what we're going to do is chain 2, and then we're going to single crochet, not single crochet, double crochet stitch, but only do 1 double crochet in each loop. And then that way it'll give us the right size for the head of the for your toque, your little hat, your beanie, whatever you want to call it. So we keep going round with the single crochet, the double crochet with the but 1 in every little bump there you can see. Put 1 in each one all the way around, and you should get about between 6 and 12, depending on how big you want the hat and what size of child you're wanting to do. So my suggestion is just have in mind who you want this for. So we'll double crochet, 1 in each loop all the way around. Now in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to end your hat and how to make your little ears to turn it into this polar bear hat. Now you can do this with any colored yarn. You can have fun. I'll also show you how to make pom-poms, little flowers. So keep tuned for other tutorials on how to do all these little fun, nifty little things. And